Welcome to another episode of Draugr and Krampus. It's a little cold outside today. I was hoping to do something different. There is a bunch of people on Facebook that have been asking the question of how to take these apart and put the new halos in. We are going to take these apart. I'm going to show you how to take them apart. I do not have the stuff that I'm wanting to do to these yet. I do need to get the stuff ordered, but I will. This is just a video on how to take them apart. As far as putting aftermarket halos and LEDs in them, that will come later. But for the time being, I wanted a quick video. Like I said, I had other plans for today, but it's like 20 degrees outside, and yeah, I don't want to be out in the cold. So we are going to do this today, and you'll need a heat gun. Let's go ahead and get it warming up. Got my little heater going. Hopefully it'll warm up here in a little bit. Probably warm up about the same time as I'll be done, but it's alright. I just got a little plastic, I'm not for sure what you call it. It usually comes with a body, like interior panel remover toolkits. We're going to use it, probably use a couple flatheads. Let's get started. A few weeks back, actually a few months back, these headlights are off of Draugr. I currently have Krampus's headlights on Draugr because I want to rebuild these. As you can see, there's cracks in the laminate, and the headlights don't do very good. I think dang it. The projector headlight has issues. I can't really see at night. I have posted some shorts of me driving at night. You can kind of see that they don't do very good. But I do have a plan for these, once I get the parts ordered. So this should be nice and hot. So what you want to do to get these front covers off, there isn't much back here to do. You got your headlight, your wiring. Got that zip tie. There we go. So, not too worried about the wiring. We are, like I said, I plan on redoing all that with new stuff. We're going to retrofit new spotlights. I got a plan for or projector light with headlight or high beams. We're going to isolate the low beam and high beam to one area. I've got halos that I want to put in here. I've got sequential LEDs for turn signals, and I got some ideas. I don't want to give too much away. You'll have to stay tuned. But for today, we are going to warm this up. You want to warm up the sealant that's holding it together. You can do it one or two ways. You can supposedly put it in the oven. I believe it's 220 for like 10-15 minutes. You don't want to do it too long. You just want it enough to warm up this sealant and soften it. Once it's soft, these do come apart fairly easy. Like I said, there's this sealant all around the lens. Got a couple clips. I was thinking, yeah, there's a little screw right there to hold it together. I think that's the only one, because you got the clips on this side. Yeah. So I'll have to get a little Phillips screwdriver here. Let's see if this one will work. Might have to heat it up. Because it is in that heat, that sealant. That sealant's cold right now. Like I said, it's 20 degrees outside. You don't want to heat it up too much to where you melt the plastic, but you want to heat it up enough to soften that sealant. Oh, great. Yeah, see? Soften that sealant up, that screw comes right out. And unfortunately, I think I just blew a breaker. So, well, can't have a bunch of stuff plugged into my shed all at once. I need to fix that. But that'll be when it warms up. Blew the breaker that the shed's hooked up to. So, back where we were. Alright, so I warmed this up, got the screw out, set it off to the side so I don't lose it. Now we're going to warm this up. Just do it little by little. If you do it too much, too fast, or don't keep moving it, you will melt the plastic doing it this way. If you do it in the oven too long, too high of a temp, you will melt the plastic. Try to get it to where you guys can see what's going on here. So I just got a screwdriver in there. We're just going to warm that up. Once you can get in there, behind that lens, put a little bit of tension on it. Should slowly start to release. That glue, that sealant, which a lot of times it's butyl is what it's called. For those that don't know, you can get some butyl at your local hardware store. Like I said, I've had these apart once. The driver's side headlight was fogged over on the inside. So I had to take the lens off to clean the inside of it, to clear it up. So this will be the second time I've taken them apart. Hopefully this will be the last time. But as far gone as these lenses are, or as much issue as these lenses are, I have thought about buying new headlights, new aftermarket headlights, and taking them apart and rebuilding them the way that I want. I do want Draugr and Krampus to have their own unique style. I'm hoping when it's all said and done on both vehicles that they will have one-off pieces handcrafted by me. this by no means is a easy task, especially when it's cold and I don't have somebody to hold a heat gun, keep this stuff warm, and I'm trying to pry it apart. Trying to be quick, so it doesn't have time to harden back up. Get a better look. So the reason why I can tell you that this was, I've taken this apart before. These were chrome. I went to clean up the dust and dirt that was in it. The chrome started coming off, so I cleaned them up, spray painted them. As you can see, the turn signal light housing, why there's another one in here, I do not know why they decided to have. That stuff gets hard. You just put a little heat to it, and it softens right up. I'll pop this little lens out here, because I do not plan on reusing this lens. Looks like there might be, let's see if we can pull all this apart here. There we go. Butyl is just, once you get it up to the right temperature, it comes right apart. See? So on this lens, there's a little screw right there. I'll take that out. Set that off to the side. Like I said, we don't need these headlights, or I don't need these headlights at the moment. So, and there you go. So you see cracks, stress marks, not for sure what it is, but I don't like it. And we're going to rebuild these. Or possibly. There's the inner piece. You can see where the chrome's coming off from me painting it. But there's the paint coming off where you see the chrome. There's spots of the paint coming off. There we go. I got it. Can't talk today, I guess. But, yeah, see, chrome. I'm going to set these off to the side for now. Like I said, we're going to come back to all this. My hopes is replacing this lens with Krampus headlight lenses. They're in a lot better shape than these. So this will probably get pitched in the trash. That other lens is going to get thrown in the trash. I don't think I need that anymore. So there you go. Halos from the aftermarket. Headlight. They're alright. They're not the best. I think there's like 5 LEDs individually around on each one of these. I had to go through and replace some of them to get them to work again. Take the boots off the back. Remove the headlight. Like I said, you guys are gonna have to stay tuned. Hopefully in the next week or so, I can start ordering the parts to redo these. I've got some plans for the front bumper and fenders of Draugr. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it this weekend. I needed to be warmer. Temperature ended up being 20 degrees outside, 30 degrees outside. Next weekend is supposed to be about the 60s, 70s. Hopefully that stays true. If it does, then I can get out and work on the bumper. Right now, I'm just trying to remove all the wiring. Got the marker light, turn signal, marker light, poke light.
If I could give my past self advice on marriage, it would be this. Give her
now, just to put the fancy LED or the LED halos that everybody's putting on the Challengers, the Chargers, and some of the Magnums. You don't have to tear it down as far as I'm tearing it down, but
everything works.
I want to get a projector headlight here. Does low beam and high beam. And then I want to put something here. We're going to get rid of this light altogether, I believe. We're going to get rid of these halos. We're going to get rid of this turn signal, put a sequential in. So, as of right now, I am that's the LEDs for the halos. Looks like there's a little snap deal here. There we go. Yeah, see, I might end up having to just buy new ones and redoing this. But all this, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I wonder if the better bet would be to, we'll see. That's the adjuster for the headlight. I need to get some light down in there so I can see. Looks like it just snaps on there. So hopefully I can pop it off. All right. And again, I might be replacing these. Getting some new ones that ain't dried out, cracked plastic, turn signal bulb. Yeah, see how it's melted right here. That's from the projector headlight. That's no good. But we are going to, these just slide in. That's the halos. I don't know if you can see that. They're little LEDs. Just pops in. Set them off to the side for now. We probably won't use them. Okay, so there's that. On this particular headlight, this is your deal. This is your housing for your headlights and your halos. There's little snaps that snap on here, here, and here for your adjustment for up and down. It allows it to pivot the whole deal. There's a bunch of gunk in here. Pull this harness out. There's the harness. Pull that out. Alright. Set this off to the side also. Okay, so back to this. That's loose, dirty. Now that I got it apart, I need to find a little round one. Okay. It looks like there was a screw here. It's missing. There's a screw here. And a screw here. By diving into season 1 of Paradise, which is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus. See, I snapped those. Looks like I might be able to replace them. If I can replace them, little screws right here. Hopefully you can see that. At least if I buy some new ones, I know everything's there. Everything's good. No issues. Like I said, this one's missing a nut, a screw. How? I have no idea. I've not had this apart this far. Maybe it's just missing because they didn't put it on there at the factory. I don't know. But we are going to go ahead and strip these down completely. For this video. And then we are, yeah, see, this isn't okay. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, yeah. See how there's all that stuff in there. Might use this projector, though. It's a nice, clear, clean projector. A little bit of paint, but I think we can clean it up. So we're going to set that off to the side. I might be able to use that for what I was thinking. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay. Deflector cut off. That's so you don't blind people coming at you with the projectors. Set that off to the side. Oh yeah. You can see. This headlight got really hot. So either I'm gonna have to replace it with an aftermarket one if I keep going with this. Okay, so I want to pop these halo rings out because I'm going to replace them. Yeah, see, they could nasty looking. So he's got little clips.
With the
Probably little clips.
voice, Donkey Kong takes on all new forms. You can use incredible transformations to unleash wild abilities and experience DK like never before.
There's the other one.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, rated everyone 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2.
All right, I think we got these stripped down. Yeah, there you go. Projector area. This is all one piece. Deflectors for the LEDs, so they reflect out. It's got a lot of issues with that projector being burnt. This is your adjuster. Adjust the headlight up and down. Taken apart so that I can try to get the stuff ordered, because I needed to know these halos, the size of them for the halos that I want to order. And then obviously I've got to replace that projector. So got a few things to order, but let's get some measurements here. Looks like outside to outside is like 4 1/4. Inside to inside is 3 5/8. And I think they're both the same. Yep, 4 1/4, 3 5/8. So that's good. And we'll measure this. The projector is a 2 1/4 projector. It's roughly 3 1/2. So yeah, because that technically that should be 3 1/2. 3 5/8. Okay. So now that we've gotten this all apart, take a small break, and I'm going to take the other one apart. So that concludes taking apart headlights, whether it be Magnums, Blazers, Chargers, Challengers, whatever it may be. That is taking apart headlights. It's a process. It's not for the faint at heart. You got to take your time, take them apart, and you have a lot of different stuff. So here's all the little screws. Here's that headlight. That headlight. So that concludes this video for now. If you stay tuned, you like, subscribe, comment, share, a little bit of everything. It would be greatly appreciated. The more subscribers and followers I can get, the more content that I can do, the faster I can do content. Without you guys, I can't do this. And this is stuff that I like to do. So I've gotten to a point where I can start. Like I said, I know that there's been a lot of ask on Facebook pages of, how do you take a headlight apart to replace the headlight or halos? How do you do this with the headlights? How do you do that with the headlights? So I figured, okay, I'll just knock out a quick how-to video of taking apart a headlight. So we took apart aftermarket headlights. I've showed you the reasons why we're taking them apart. I do have, in the next week or so, I should be ordering the parts to put them back together. Now that I've gotten them apart and got my measurements, so, which I really needed to do in order to order this stuff. So yeah. Till next time. Hope you enjoy.